Hello friends, today let us know something about angel investor. We know that many people do the business which is of traditional nature. That is, that business is done by many for many years. But few entrepreneurs find out new business. That is a business which is not done earlier by anybody. So finding a new business is one type, whereas finding new way of doing the business is another type. Few do their business with traditional methods, with old methods, old techniques, old type, while few innovative minds find the new method or technique of doing the same business. Let us take the example of providing vehicle service. You can own a fleet of cars and give them on rent. But we know, we have experienced the business of Ola or Uber. They don't own even a single car, but hire the cars on a very large scale, doing the same business with new technique and new type. Same is true for selling the goods. Having a shop and marketing the goods is a traditional way of doing the business. But we know Amazon, they do it online. OLX, they do it online. Take the case of OYO. They may not be owning any hotel, but they are selling the rooms. My point is, few people find new methods of doing the business. One more thing, few have innovations, inventions. They find something new. They get the patents for that. Such people also want to put that innovation, invention into business. So they will have to test the commercial viability of these innovative ways of doing the business or the inventions for which they have the patents. So this idea, this innovation is required to be implemented first, then to be tested for its commercial viability. And if it is so, then they can earn abnormal profits, but for which some risk is required to be taken. Some investment will have to be made. And unless you take the risk, invest the money and test that innovation, well, you will not be able to commercially do that business. Now it is very difficult to have innovative mind as well as capital in hand. Both the things together, well, may be a very rare situation. So few have new ideas, few have dedication, few have will to do the business, few may be having managerial skills on one hand, whereas on the other hand, few people may be having capital, may be having experience, may be having risk-taking ability. If these two come together, these new businesses may come into existence. And this job of finding the new minds, new ways of doing the business, innovations, is done by the financiers who can take the risk and who have the capital at their disposal. Such fund providers are known as angel investors. So what do? They are in search of such innovative minds, such entrepreneurs who have something new to implement, ability to implement. So they find out such people and provide funds to them. Hence, for entrepreneurs, these are like angels, like agents of God. Hence it is called as angel investors. They are also called as patron investors. So they find out the people. Their first job is to find out such entrepreneurs, and they become the protectors, financiers, advisors, well-wishers of such new innovative entrepreneurs. The angel investors are individuals. They contribute their own capital. So it is not a company or a firm who collects the capital from the market and then finance a project. It is not like this. They are individuals, they contribute their own money and they take individually the risk of the business. It is a very difficult job for them to select the entrepreneurs. They test the education of that person, the standard, further their likings, their commitment and their dedication. Once they find out on these parameters an entrepreneur, they find the commercial viability of the idea. So first of all, they will test the entrepreneur. Secondly, they will test the idea, the innovation, the invention. And if they find that this idea has an opportunity in the market, they will test what is the waiting period, whether it is commercially viable, how much time is required to get the returns. They will test the competition in the market. They will find out the business plan of the entrepreneur. What human resource is required to implement this idea, whether that type of human resource is available, what is the cost of that human resource. Once all these tests are completed, they may select the entrepreneur and his idea. The same thing is true for the entrepreneur to select the angel investor. The entrepreneur will see whether sufficient capital is available with that angel investor. If the capital is required in installments, then whether the investor will provide that investment, that amount of investment at a later stage too in installments. Whether that angel investor has the experience in this type of business. With this experience, well, he can get some benefits. So he will test all these things. What are the expectations as return on investment? After making a test of all these things, he may select that angel investors. Once this process is done, these two may sit together and talk on the terms. These terms and conditions, as I said, may include the amount of investment required, the period when the investment is to come in, the rate of return, whether there should be any participation in the management or in the ownership, whether the investor needs any security for the amount that he is investing, the share in the capital, that is share in the ownership. All these things are discussed. What is the plan for repayment or withdrawal of the investment? So with all these things, then an agreement is entered into. And this provides then benefit to both the parties, as I said. The entrepreneur gets the capital. The entrepreneur is free from the risk because he shares the ownership. He doesn't make any commitment of assured profits. So risk is shared by him. He gets the benefit of the experience of the investor. He gets the contacts of the investors so that he can establish himself in the market. He can get the consultancy of that investor. He can get the guidance. His credit increases in the market and he can get introduced with the customers because of that investor. So many benefits the entrepreneur can get with angel investor. On the other hand, the investor also gets the benefit. Like he can get some better returns on his investment, or he can get capital appreciation, he can get share in the management, and above all, he can get some happiness, satisfaction as to entering into a new business and encouraging a new businessman. So it is very difficult for both of them to find each other. Social media, the exhibitions, the interviews, the patent declarations and the contacts are the sources from where these two can find each other. A new way of starting a business is in the form of angel investing. This is something about angel investor today. Let us meet next time with some new concept. Till then, goodbye.